My list of goals will just not end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. I just started making it, not knowing what it was, and I'll continue improving forever just because. Alright, enough of that silliness. I have yet another category of goals for the first half of 2017. Today's category is skills. Everybody has one or two of them, and some of them are more helpful than others. The more skills you have, the better you can maneuver through life. The common turn of phrase is, jack of all trades, but master of none. The thing is, they're forgetting the most important part of that actual phrase. I'll give it to you again here. A jack of all trades but a master of none is often quite better than a master of one. And that's the driving force between this category of goals. I want to be a modern day Renaissance man. You see, there was a time in our not too distant past where people did more than one thing. Specialization just wasn't that common. For most of human history, being able to only do one thing well was considered a flaw, not a benefit. Relearn guitar. I learned to play the guitar in grade school and played pretty much through high school. And I was relatively good, at least good for the standards I had for myself at that time. But it's something I haven't picked up in the last 10 years or so. That is unless you're counting my appearance on the Lair. Hashtag the Lair web series. Playing guitar is something I miss doing, and I didn't even really realize how long it had been since I picked it up and played. Time is a way to get away on you. I realize I'm not good anymore, so I have to relearn what I learned. Maybe I'll even learn some new things and tricks. Learn to draw. Once again, this is something that I used to do. I used to draw all the time. The difference is I was never really all that good at it. And if you remember right, this happens to be one of the goals I had last year that I didn't quite follow through on. That one fell by the wayside because there was other things to do, more important things. It's one of those things that happens when you don't put yourself first. You end up abandoning some things that you want to do. Above everything else, that's something I need to remember. Sometimes it's okay to put myself first. I know my free time schedule is pretty packed right now, but I'm going to find a way to make this happen as well. Make something 3D. I love making things, and it's not something that I get to do that often. And I'm going to change that, if for no other reason than to make content for you guys. I figure I could make some props, some costumes, other random things, show where I succeed and where I fail, help you guys learn what to do and what not to do. I'm aware that some of this stuff is going to turn out rather amateur looking, and some of the stuff won't even be that impressive. It'll be small and unassuming. But making things makes me feel good, and I like feeling good. I could use more of that in my life. I think everybody could. Learn to code. Once again, a skill I had in high school that I just don't have anymore. Back then, computers were just starting to permeate every aspect of our lives. And I was curious as to how it all worked. And I was highly influenced by that cousin I was talking about. He already knew how to do all that stuff, and I wanted to follow in his footsteps. My problem was, I couldn't fathom sitting at a desk all day. Ironically, that's what I ended up doing, editing these videos for you guys. But it's something I want to get back into. Especially with all the new coding languages out there. I am behind in a big way. And this is another goal where that speed reading thing might come in handy. It's something I'm going to be teaching myself so I can go at my own pace. So if I pick it up fast, like I did in high school, I can go fast. If I'm slower, then I can go slower. It won't be a big deal. There really isn't anything riding on me achieving this goal other than my pride. Apocalypse preparations. I really wouldn't be a good geek if I weren't afraid of the apocalypse. A Mad Max Road Warrior style apocalypse, The Walking Dead zombie style apocalypse, a dystopian sci-fi apocalypse. The thought of societal collapse scares the crap out of me. And given our current political climate, I think it's closer than ever. So I want to be ready. Follow along with me and you can get ready too. Don't worry, I'm not going to get super serious about this. It's going to be a lighthearted take on the end of the world and what you might have to do. A lot of that stuff's going to be good to know, but hope you never have to use type of things. But they are good to know. It's better to have and not need than need and not have, right? That about wraps up the skills category. And at this point, it's already been over 2 weeks since I've set up these goals. So I think we're due for an update. I'll have that coming and more. Stick with me, Rebels. We can do this.